What's up, guys? So today we're doing another weekend question. Uh, One of my favorites, honestly, because it's like you're pretty much just doing the opposite of the argument, or you're just trying to find alternate ways. All right. So yeah, just pretty smooth. All right. So our stimulus, a study comparing infant care revealed that the amount of stimulation babies receive affects their sleep. All right, so babies can't sleep. All right, be due to the amount of stimulation. At 6 months of age, all right, so we're talking about babies, right? The babies in the study with a less stimulating daytime routine slept an average of 2 hours more per day than those with a more stimulating routine. All right, cool. So babies sleep more if they have less stimulation. All right, makes sense. So if you if you have the lights on, if you're rocking them all the time, that's more stimulation. So if you're not as rocking them all the time, you're not trying to have like funny faces. You're not trying to play funny faces with them like peekaboo. They sleep more. All right. Um, since sleep plays a very important role in a child's development, all right, obviously, you know, more you sleep, more you grow in height and stuff like that. Um, Parents would be wise to reduce the amount of stimulation babies receive. All right, so parents would be wise. So this is saying like it's like giving parents advice. So they would be wise to reduce the amount of stimulation the babies receive. So basically looking for some type of benefit for the babies to get from stimulation. And benefit to reduce the amount of stimulation. All right, so question: which one of the following statements, if true, most seriously weakens the argument? So we're looking for alternative ways that the parents would be wise to reduce. So so basically, why would it not be wise for the parents to reduce the amount of stimulation they receive? All right. Why would it not be wise? So a baby's muscular coordination is unaffected. We don't really care about that. There's no need to talk about muscular coordination, so I'm out there. Especially it's unaffected by the amount of stimulation, so that's out. B, babies with less stimulating routines usually get extra sleep. That's just really a fact. That's just basically the premise that we have. All right, just restating the premise. So we have C. Studies show no correlation between stimulation and the amount of sleep for children 3 years older, 3 years of age or older. So, like I said, guys, we're only talking about babies. We're not talking about toddlers. That's why I canceled out C. And then we have D. The babies who had a less stimulating routine gain weight. Um, so basically, by them having less stimulation, they gain weight. That's more of a more eyes to reduce the amount of stimulation they receive. All right, guys. So that's basically a bad thing. So if they have less stimulation, they gain weight. So that's basically like the opposite of what the parents would want. And then we have E. The stimulation that babies receive helps them to develop intellectually. So if they receive less stimulation, then they won't develop intellectually. So that's going to be the best way for us to weaken the author's argument. All right. The stimulation that babies receive helps them to develop. So, because if stimulation helps them develop, then to reduce it would make them less intellectual. All right. Pretty simple. I was also thinking about this, like, what's the benefit of stimulation? And so, if a benefit, that's also how you could have looked at this. So it's like, okay, as our prediction, it's like, what's if they want to reduce the amount of stimulation, and this is a weekend question, then we're just trying to look for a benefit of stimulation, and so therefore, one of the benefits of stimulation in answer E is that it helps them develop intellectually. All right, I appreciate you guys. I'm going to leave my notes up for just a little bit. You guys can go ahead and take a snapshot or whatever. But yeah, here's my flat out notes. But initially, I would have just done this in my head. If I was just actually taking the exam, I wouldn't have, just all out with scratch paper. Took all these notes. Man, please leave a comment. I'm trying to get better at this, guys. Hope to bring you guys more videos. Just tap into the next one. Peace.